Hello, hockey fans. Today's episode wasn't actually really supposed to happen. However, over the last couple days, there's been a lot of news coming out about the Toronto Maple Leafs. Hence the reason why I dug a Maple Leafs jersey out of the real back of my closet. Anyway, I own a Leafs jersey. People get over it. Anyway, today we heard that Brian Burke, the general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs, got axed. Now, for a lot of people, this was really huge news. And by a lot of people, I'm talking about, let's say, Belleville to the Ontario border with Manitoba. Because believe it or not, CBC, believe it or not, TSN, that's the only place you're going to find a Leafs fan in Canada. The Habs have got everything pretty much, Quebec East covered. The Ottawa Senators have got, everything between the Habs territory and the Toronto territory covered. And quite honestly, a lot of Ontarians should really start watching the Senators a lot more. We got the Jets back, so there goes mid-Canada for the Leafs. And we got 3 hockey teams, all of whom are in the West, who have a pretty good following. And quite honestly, Canada, if you're going to want to watch a team that sucks, watch the Oilers. At least they're a team that sucks, that's trying to build. So, they were freaking out because Brian Burke got axed after the strike is over, before we actually start playing hockey. So everybody was saying that the timing of this was crazy. Us Habs fans are operating under the logic that he was axed because the best part of the Maple Leaf season is now over. Because from now on, they're going to start losing games. That being said, I don't know why everybody's, crying over Brian Burke. He wasn't exactly a great savior for the Leafs. He made some really horrific trades. Kamisarik was not a good move for him. Montreal was lucky to get rid of him, even though quite a few fans thought, Kamisarik was a giant traitor for going to the Leafs. That's mostly because he went to the Leafs. There was a lot of Habs fans that thought he was heavily overrated. Burke didn't think he was overrated, but look what Kamisarik's done for the Leafs since then. A lot of the media was saying that, the Leafs are going to try to rebuild under the new management, but they don't have a strong commitment to rebuilding because they don't want to do what Edmonton's doing, which is being in the bottom of the NHL for a whole bunch of years in order to get a whole bunch of draft picks and completely rebuild their team. Guys, in case you hadn't noticed, the Leafs are pretty much at the bottom of the league anyway. They are not a good hockey team. I don't know why the media is pretending that they're this awesome hockey team that's just had a couple years of bad luck. They've had a lot of years of bad luck. I mean, it's not only Habs fans who make fun of the Leafs. Leafs fans are known as the most loyal fans in hockey. Why? Because they keep on showing up and making money for the team, even though their team has sucked for many, many, many years. I mean, kudos to Leafs fans for loyalty. But Jesus Christ, media, don't pretend like the Leafs just had a bad year. They've had a lot of bad years. And it's on their new management to make sure that those bad years stop. And to do that, you have to build right. Okay, now that being said and done, we're going to stop with Brian Burke for a second. We're going to talk about the big story that's been going on before the whole Brian Burke mess concerning the Leafs, which is Roberto Luongo. Luongo seems to want to go back to Florida because that's where he lives when he's not playing in Vancouver. But the Leafs want him, which is quite a huge shaft to Reimer, who in reality has not played badly for the Leafs. He gets hung out to dry a lot. And let's face it, Luongo's kind of a clutch goalie. I'm not going to say the dude's overrated, because I still do believe that he's one of the better goalies in the league. Just, he never seems to flourish under pressure. Or at least he hasn't in his past couple of years with Vancouver. Another thing about Luongo has had a very solid team in front of him for the past couple of years. If he's going over to Leafs, he's not going to have a solid team. They are going to hang Luongo out to dry and expect him to save their ass time and time again. So, let me ask you, Maple Leafs, if you get Luongo, do you have a commitment to helping the dude? Because let me tell you right now, he is not the guy who's going to save your ass. So, that being said, that's all I have to say about the Maple Leafs. A lot of people have said that we should not watch the NHL. We should boycott the NHL. And this has been going on in a whole bunch of different media sources. And there's a pretty huge fan base behind it. What do I have to say about that? Well, I'm a hardcore hockey fan. Hardcore. Like, my life is sucky when there's no hockey. So I'm not going to stop watching the NHL just because of the strike. I'm one of those people who fall into the categories of I blame the owners and Gary Bettman a lot more than I blame the players. Sure, the players do have some accountability, but quite honestly, they're the people who I go to see. And in a business transaction, they have a responsibility to themselves, their families, people who depend on them, to really, get a fair deal. Yes, they're millionaires, but they're millionaires who sacrifice an awful lot. They're millionaires who have the talent, and they're millionaires who put their life in harm's way. A couple bad concussions, they can be a vegetable for life. So you know what? I'm not so worried about them being millionaires. Now, what I do think is an excellent idea is if you're going to watch the NHL, watch it from home. Don't buy merchandise this year. Don't rush out to the games. Watch it from home. Watch it in the bars. Patronize these bars who, have had a really sucky year thanks to no hockey. It's been hurting their business. Support your local city. Watch the players play, but don't put any money into the NHL's pocket. Just for this year, and make them earn back your trust. Anyway, have a good night, hockey fans. So what we're going to see here is Grimaldi's going to tee it up, and then it's going to go off one post, then ricochet off the other. How unlucky is that? We're going to see Grimaldi working very hard behind the net. He's going to fight off these checks. He's going to pull out in front, turn around, and slip it right by on the side. Here we're going to see Trouba tee up a shot. Grimaldi is going to deflect it in front of the net, and it's going to trickle in. The Russian player is bursting past Murphy, ducks through Riley, dekes out Subban, and puts it in the net.